Hi everyone, it's Heather. Welcome back into the Paper Castle. This is my eBay haul for Saturday, June 8th. Yeah, June 8th. Again, was a double rummage sale day, just like the previous day. I kind of hate when that happens, only because I have to pick which one I go to first, and of course these two were fairly far away from each other. So it stinks, because you're always thinking in the back of my mind, did I pick the right one to go to? But I think I did okay at the first one. We'll never know with the second one, but I did find some decent stuff at the second one, even though I didn't get there until like noon. So, got to the first one at, let's see, doors opened at 9. I wanted to get there early. I got there at 7:30. And of course, guess who's sitting in front of the church doors? Nasty rummage sale lady and her mother in their lawn chairs. I'm like, oh good Lord, what time do you people get here? It's unbelievable. So I sat in my car and I waited for a while until a couple other people sat behind them, because I didn't want to be anywhere near them, because they're bad. They have bad energy and bad, juju. I just didn't want to be around them. So I went up there around 8 finally and sat down. There were gnats everywhere for some reason. I have no idea why. It's not like we're sitting in the grass. The whole front of the church is all paved. But anyway, everything was fine until right before the sales started. Probably about a little less than 10 minutes. I did not realize that this had happened, but right before I got out of the car, I saw Nasty Rummage Sale lady take one of those wire, rolling carts, and she took it, here's the church doors, and she took it all the way across the lawn and stuck it around the side of the building. And I'm thinking, when did she get a wire rolly cart thing? She's never had one of those before. And I'm thinking, and why is she moving it? Well, I didn't realize until later that it was not her cart. Apparently, this whole family, like the mother, father, and maybe one of their friends, I don't know, had, or their daughter, had come to the sale at 6:30, and they dropped this cart off and expected that cart would hold their place until 10 minutes to 9. And then they came back and wanted to get in the front of the line. Now, I have seen people put bags down to hold their spot. However, most of the time what happens is, if it's too cold or the weather's not great, we will line up our bags and whatever, and that holds our spot, and we'll go sit in our car. And that's great. I've seen other ones where they have a sign-up sheet, and you sign up, and then you can get back in your car. But nobody ever actually, leaves. And apparently these people dropped their stuff off at 6:30 and then went, rambling all over town and had breakfast and, went back to their house, watched TV. I don't know what the heck they did. And then they expected to come back at 10 minutes to 9, just walk up to the front of the line. Well, it's not really the best rummage sale etiquette, especially when other people have been waiting there for an hour and a half. So, of course, they go to try and get their spot. She's looking for her cart. She finally finds that it's over in the side of the building. And her and Nasty Rummage Sale lady get into it. They are screaming and yelling at each other. And yes, it is bad etiquette. No, I don't think she should have been at the front of the line for just leaving her rolly thing there. However, there was a different way you could have handled it. It didn't have to get so nasty. It got to the point where one lady came out of the church who worked there and said, I have no problem calling the cops. I'm like, oh my God. Really? So she did tell them, she's like, you really should get at the back of the line. This is not how we do things. You can't just put a piece of furniture in the front of the line for 2.5 hours and expect it to hold your place. So then the husband just walked in front of me. I'm like, oh no. So I just walked right in front of him. I don't think so. And I think they finally did kind of wait until most of the people had gotten in, and then they kind of snuck in with other people. So thankfully there were no fist fights, there was no calling the cops, but anytime nasty rummage sale lady or her mother at a sale, there is always drama. Always. It's getting exhausting at this point. Hopefully, I think that was the last sale around that part of town that I'm going to see them at for a while. Fingers crossed. So, I hope that's going to be it. Because it was funny at the other sale, the day before, when I was next door and she was causing problems, this one lady I talk to all the time, she's like, "Who is that woman?" And I go, "I don't know her name." I said, "I just call her Nasty Rummage Sale Lady." I said, although in my head, I have a plethora of other names that I call her, but I don't say those on camera. Alright, so let me show you guys what I got. First I went back to the right hand corner all the way on the back of the wall. That's where they have their jewelry and their boutique-y stuff. So I went there first. And I'll show you this thing I just set down in a minute. And I got 2 things of men's cologne and aftershave. They're both the same. I got 2 of these sets of classic Lagerfelds. There's cologne and aftershave. They're both full in each box. Paid $5 for each, and should easily be able to get 40 plus shipping for each box. So that made it worth going there just for that. Usually I find better stuff at this sale, but this time around it was like, but that's okay. I'm sure I'll find really good stuff one of these next times that I go. And then the rest of the stuff I think I paid like $18 for. I got this Jim Shore Christmas cat. He's called Santa Claus, C-L-A-W-S. Didn't realize he's kind of dinged up in spots, as you can see. So I might actually keep him because I have other Jim Shore pieces and he does kind of look like my cat. So he might stay here with me. And speaking of staying here with me, I forgot to show you guys this. I bought this a week or 2 ago for $1. I love those old, ceramic Christmas trees with the plastic little light bulbs. I have 2 or 3 of them downstairs in the basement, 1 upstairs in my daughter's room that's a little bigger than this, and then I have an enormous one up in my attic somewhere that my nanny made like years and years and years and years ago. That's actually like 2 or 3 pieces. It's in monstrosity. I think she, painted it in ceramics or whatever. But I paid $1 for this. It is missing some of the little beads, but I think I might be able to go to Michael's and find something comparable and fix those spots. But had to have it. So that's going to stay here with me. Okay. The rest of the things I bought at the sale were, I found this salt and pepper shaker set. Got it because it is Fitz and Floyd. Although, well, it says Omnibus, but it's Fitz and Floyd. Dated, let's see, 1989. If you guys can see that. So maybe, whoops, come on, there we go. Maybe 10 to 15 plus shipping on this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the pattern yet. I haven't even attempted to look it up. Then, staying with the Fitz and Floyd theme, I got 2 napkin rings. I don't know if they're from the same pattern. I'm going to say yes. This is 1991. This one doesn't have a date. This I know is from the Russian Santa line. This one, not sure, but I'm probably going to sell them together for like, 10 plus shipping. We'll see. I think I paid $1 for those also. Then, I was initially excited about this. This is a Kufel and Esser Doric lettering set. Show you what it looks like. I've bought their lettering templates in the past and did really well with them. So I saw this whole kit. I'm like, ooh, that has to be worth money. And I don't even think I looked it up. And then I looked it up when I got home. And I realized that there's a few of them on there and they're really not selling. So I'm going to have to find a creative way to title this. There's the template. And then it has all these little gizmos that go with it. So if I get 10 out of it, I'll be happy. I think she charged me around $2 for this, I believe. Yeah. Then I got 3 Hallmark ornaments. She charged me like $1 a piece for these, and they're not really worth that. I probably shouldn't have even bought them, but this is from a series that they had back in the 80s, early 90s, I guess. This is Ginger. This is Holly, or maybe they all came out at the same time. Yeah, I guess they all came out in 89. Ginger, Holly, and Snow, and then there's one more. There was a little wooden stand. Come on, focus, will you? There is a little wooden stand that they would all sit in, and then you could twist it around. What is going on with this thing today? And you could twist the stand around after you had all these guys in it, but I don't have the stand and I don't have the 4th horse. So I might just bunch these up with a bunch of other old Hallmark ornaments that I have laying around here that I haven't listed yet. Then I got another salt and pepper shaker set, and I just had to buy them just because they were adorable. They're probably only worth like $10. 10 with free shipping, maybe 10 to 12. But these are adorable little chipmunks. And I say chipmunks because they have the little white on their tails. So they're not squirrels. I'll probably put squirrel in the title though anyway, because a lot of people probably think they're squirrels. But they're adorable, dressed as little pilgrims. They're from Hallmark. I knew as soon as I saw them, before I even picked them up and turned them over, that they were Hallmark. And that still has pepper in it, and I'm shaking it all over the place. I don't even know. Yeah, you can't even see where it says Hallmark probably here, but it's right there. Then I asked my son if he wanted this, and he didn't, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So I'm gonna resell this. This is an Assassin's Creed reversible belt and buckle. On one side it is red and black, and then on the other side it is just black with the Assassin's Creed logo like stamped into the leather. And I think it still has the price tag on it somewhere. Yeah, it says $24.50 on the back. I'll probably ask for $20-25 with free shipping. But I asked him if he wanted it, and initially he was like, "Oh, yeah, that's cool." And then he took this part out and put it up against, the front of his pants. And he's like, I don't think I want this. I go, "Why?" He goes, "It's a little too pointy." He's like, "I think I'm going to severely hurt myself. And if you want grandchildren at all later in life, I think you better resell this." So, this is going to go to someone else. So I don't have to end up taking my son to the emergency room at some point. Let's see, what else? I got this. This was hidden under a bunch of stuff, which I think is why it was still there, because this is one of the last things I found. This is a adorable, tiny little Fiestaware creamer that's based on the disc pitcher, and that's the mark on the bottom. This is turquoise. It's probably going for, I think, around 20 plus shipping. I paid $2 for this. Yeah, I paid $2 for this. So I just thought that this was so cute, or as my husband would say. He's like, you could think everything, is ugly until you like shrink it down really, really tiny, and then you think it's the cutest thing in the world. And he's right. Okay, what else? I got this mug. I only got one mug there. And I think she charged me like $1 for it. But he was just too cute to leave behind. It's this bear looking inside this mug that I think is supposed to be like a snow-covered tree. And then on the bottom it says the Cellar Log Cabin Pattern, 2003. I looked the log cabin pattern up, and I can't find this guy anywhere. So, It's in really good shape. Just have to clean out the inside a little. But probably, you know, 20 with free shipping like usual. I might put him up for auction though, since I can't find any others like him. Then for another, I think, $1. Yeah. I found these adorable Scottie dog swizzle sticks. Glass sticks with the pewter dogs on top. Can't find anything else like them on eBay. I'll probably put them up for maybe 15 plus shipping at auction and see what they do. But they were really cute. Then you guys know I don't usually buy dolls. I mean, the doll market is garbage. And, you know, most of them are big and bulky and hard to ship and all that stuff. But I saw this one, and she is not big and bulky and not hard to ship. And I just had to buy her. Plus, I found comps on eBay. She's selling for, let me see, I think I paid $1 for her. Let me see. Yes. Paid $1 for her, and she's worth about 20, 22, something like that, plus shipping. And I just thought it was adorable because she's making lace, and she's got her little lace tools here and everything. And I'm like, how cute is that? So, it's not marked, but there are other ones up there if you want to check out the completed listings. And she'll be easy to ship because she's very light, so she'll go first class. And the last thing I bought there, which I thought I would I'd make a decent profit on, but then of course, once I got it home, I realized this is not leaving my house because my daughter is going to take it and never give it back to me. I don't even think I wrote it in my book because I knew she would take it. I think this cost me $3. This is an adorable little tea set that has this little penguin teapot, and the tea comes out of his beak. Oh, I didn't even realize he's got a strainer in there too. Oh, look at that. And he is from, whoopsie, sorry guys. He's from Kotobuki. I have 2 Owl Kotobuki mugs down in the basement. They're also really cute. Haven't sold them yet. Don't know why, because I have a lot of watchers on them. But I've never found one, the whole set. These are actually on eBay, these little teacups. But nobody has the teapot. The price tag, if you guys saw this when I turned it over, it said $50. I probably could get 30 plus shipping out of this. But, you know, my daughter was like, please, Mom, please. I love it so much. Please. So, it's probably going to stay here. Her plan is to be just like her great aunt who passed away a few years ago. My husband's aunt had a shelf that went all the way around her kitchen over her cabinets. And every place she went, she would buy a coffee mug. And she would line them up all around that shelf around her kitchen. I don't think she cleaned them in 40 years. But they were up there. Because when we pulled them all down after she passed, we had to really scrub the heck out of all of them. So my daughter's like, I'm going to have a shelf around my kitchen. I'm going to put all my teapots and my teacups and all my, you know, coffee mugs and everything all around my kitchen. And I said, and you're going to leave them there and you're never going to clean them until you die. She's like, yes. Great. So that was a nice profit that's probably out the window, but that's okay. So from there, I was driving to another couple of garage sales on my way home, because then I had to take my daughter to her friends because they were going to some festival and some air show and the pool and God knows what. And there was a town-wide sale going on in the town that I was driving through to get to the other sales. So I stopped at a few houses there and got a couple things. This I actually got for my son to add to his pewter collection. This is a really nice pewter eagle. He usually collects, you know, he's got a lot of knights and wizards and dragons and castles and all that stuff. But I know he likes eagles too, and he does not have one in his collection. So I paid $5 for him. There's a little bit more than I wanted to pay, but that's okay since it's a gift. And then I also at another house got this Michael Aram frame. This is an olive branch mini frame, holds like a 2x3 wild size picture. Paid $3 for this, but Michael Aram stuff is very collectible, and I think I can get probably 20 to 25 plus shipping out of that. So I was happy to find that. Then I took her to her friend's house, and from there I went to the other rummage sale all the way a couple towns over, way far away from the first one I went to. And like I said, at first I didn't think I was going to find anything, and I managed to spend $11. And I'll show you what I got. I got 2 coffee mugs, one to sell and one to keep. This is the one that I'm selling, because this is a Hawaii mug, very dimensional, really nice shape. Got to clean it out inside, but this is dated 1981. It is from K&S Hawaiian Crafts. They have a bunch of other mugs on eBay. I can't find any just like this one, so I'm hoping 20 with free shipping on that. This cost me $0.25. Then this one I had to get because it says San Diego, and ever since my mom and I went back there in January, you know, because I was born there, I haven't been back in 48 years. And I told my husband the other day, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I miss it. I'm like homesick. He goes, homesick? You only lived there till you were 2. I go, I know, but it's really weird. I went back there and I was like, you know, I don't know. I just felt like part of me belonged there. Oh, that's my stomach growling. So I had to get this one. I'm normally not a fan of like really vintage 70s looking stuff, but this was very Anchorman, Ron Burgundy-ish kind of looking thing. And since, you know, I lived there in the late 60s, early 70s, I figured, yeah, this is right up my alley. So I bought this for me, and that was 25 cents. I don't even think it's marked. No, it just says made in Japan on the bottom. Then, yeah, this is still running. Hopefully, I'm going to stop this and start it again, you guys. Okay. Sorry, I didn't want to start talking and then the thing stopped and I didn't realize I was rambling on. This is an Organization of the Eastern Star Bible. It's in really nice shape. I think it's dated from like the 50s or something like that. I think somebody ripped out the presentation page, but that shouldn't be a big deal. I'm going to include the little satin book cover. Should be able to get maybe 10 to 15 plus shipping on that. This also cost me $0.25. Then in their free box, they had a bunch of Bibles. They always have a box with a bunch of Bibles and religious stuff. I don't know why that one wasn't in there, but the Eastern Star Bible. But this one was, and this is the Open Bible, New American Standard. This is by Nelson. It is dated, I don't know, it's bonded leather, has thumb tabs, and it's 1979. And this little baby's worth like, I don't know, $40, something like that. So, not bad for free. And then last but not least, again, just like in the last video, I bought something in linens. I bought a needlepoint pillow. I almost never buy things in linens, although I should start looking at like the blankets and the quilts and the crocheted blankets because I know they can go for a lot. But I saw this bag and I saw just this and I'm like, oh, ribbon embroidery. I wonder what that is. So picked it up and it turns out there were 6 of these in the bag, of these panels that you can use as valances. You could also use them as a table runner if you wanted to, if you kind of put one on one side and one on the other. But, you know, I've always done cross stitch and stuff like that, and I think I've tried doing ribbon embroidery, but these panels are beautiful. These are not done with a machine, as you can tell from the back, and each panel has 3 of these hand-stitched lighthouses on them. They're pretty big. And like I said, there were 6 in the bag. And they're all in beautiful condition. I don't think they've ever been used. I paid $10 for the bag. I figure I can at least get $10 a panel. You know, for somebody to put in their beach house or their vacation house or something like that. I'm not a big lighthouse fan, but I know a lot of people are. And this is just beautiful, beautiful work. So, you know, and it was towards the end of the sale. And I don't know what happens to the things after the end of the sale. I don't know if, God forbid, they throw anything out. So I had to save this in case it would have been thrown in the trash. I don't think they would have done that, but anyway. So that is everything that I got on Saturday. I don't think there's too much going on this weekend. I don't even know if there's any Rummage sales. There might be one up in North Jersey, and I think it's the very last one they're ever having. So I might hit that one. But other than that, it's going to be a slow week, especially compared to last week with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 Rummage sales last week. Holy cow. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.